coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 at 11.
Tonight on News 8 at 11, mission accomplished. That's President Trump's declaration after the U.S. and its allies launched an airstrike on Syria following a suspected chemical attack there. The search is on in York for the gunman who shot a man 3 times, leaving him in critical condition. And green and blue lights shining upon the state capitol tonight, all in an effort to raise awareness of organ donation. But we begin with breaking news tonight out of Lancaster County, where an escaped prisoner is now dead. Good evening, I'm Danielle Woods. Let's get right to News 8's Tosin Fakile, who's live in Ephrata with the latest. Tosin.
Danielle, that's correct. That prisoner is dead as he tried to escape through the Cocalico Creek, which police say is about northbound from here, the Ephrata Wellspan Community Hospital. And it all started just before 8 o'clock tonight. Ephrata police were dispatched to this hospital where they say in the parking lot, a prisoner was struggling, a sheriff deputy was struggling with the prisoner who they said requested assistance. And shortly after that, he escaped. The prisoner had on handcuffs and they believe shackles as well. Now, when the prisoner entered the creek, which police say is about 12 feet deep. The prisoner struggled with the water. Ephrata police jumped in and tried to rescue but couldn't. So they had to call local fire with water rescue capabilities, and they were able to get that prisoner out at about 9:22. Now, Ephrata police chief says he hasn't seen anything like this in his 9 years.
We've had escapes in the past, but nothing of this consequence. But and most every time, we've always been very fortunate. But we do thank all the neighborhood. We thank all the local fire companies. Hazmat came in to bring us some support.
And the prisoner was arrested by another jurisdiction and was being checked out here for scrapes. So he was arrested for a bench warrant, and they say that's procedure that the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office deals with bench warrants. Now, the name of the prisoner is not being released just yet, but we're told this investigation is ongoing and it's being handled by the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office and the Lancaster County DA. We're live in Ephrata. I'm Tosin Fakile, WGAL News 8.
All right, thank you, Tosin. Now, News 8 Chief Meteorologist Joe Calhoun is here with the first look at the forecast.
Big changes, Danielle. Look at the temperatures right now. Still 70s, Carlisle, Chambersburg, but not far away. Lewistown's down to 47, 57 in Reading, 57 or 54 in Selinsgrove. Even cooler air off to the north and east. Look at that. New York's at 50. 33 in Bradford. This cold air is going to move in from the north and from the east overnight tonight. We'll see these low clouds come in, maybe a little drizzle toward morning. Not a lot of rain tomorrow, but kind of annoying light rain and drizzle, and it's going to be a raw kind of day with temperatures only in the 40s, and the heavier rain will move back into the area later tomorrow night, and that's especially when we could see some pretty heavy rain potential for even some minor flooding. We'll keep you updated there. So through the day tomorrow, and again, not a lot of rain, but the winds increase, the rain increases. It's a raw day, much different than the 80s of today, only in the 40s. And it looks like it will impact you with the rain picking up later tomorrow and heavier rain tomorrow night. I'll have more on that coming up.
The United States, along with France and the United Kingdom, launched an airstrike on Syria. This after last week's suspected chemical weapons attack. And just a day after launching those missile strikes, President Trump declares mission accomplished. However, the Pentagon admits while the Syrian regime's ability to use chemical weapons has been weakened, it has not been destroyed. NBC's Chris Pallone reports.
The Pentagon says early morning missile strikes in Syria did what they were supposed to do.
I'd use 3 words to describe this operation: precise, overwhelming, and effective.
President Trump on Twitter declaring mission accomplished after the U.S., Britain, and France launched more than 100 missiles by sea and air, targeting what the U.S. says were 3 chemical weapons storage and research facilities near Damascus.
Our message was crystal clear. The United States of America will not allow the Assad regime to continue to use chemical weapons.
The strike, a message to Syria's President Bashar al-Assad, who the U.S. says killed dozens of his own people in a chemical weapons attack last week. Assad and his key ally Russia deny that attack even happened.
In fact, the U.S. panders to the terrorists.
Saturday, the UN Security Council rebuffed Russia's motion to condemn the U.S. missile attack.
We call on Russia to take a hard look at the company it keeps and live up to its responsibilities as a permanent member of the Council.
The Pentagon says the missiles struck the heart of Syria's chemical weapons program, but admits Assad likely still has some capacity to use poison gas as a weapon. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
An independent chemical weapons watchdog group arrived in Syria today and is beginning work to determine whether the claimed chemical attack last Saturday really did happen. U.S. military sources say blood samples taken from people in the area prove that it did. Right now, a Dover man is in critical condition after getting shot 3 times. It happened last night, shortly after 10 on the 500 block of East South Street in the city of York. Police say this was not a random act and that the victim, 33-year-old Anthony Brackbill, met with the shooter purposely. Police say the two were involved in some kind of illegal activity, but did not specify what exactly. If you know anything about the shooting, police want to hear from you. To Lancaster County now, where the Mardick Forge Trestle Bridge fire in Mardick Township is finally out. But as you can see, the bridge was still smoking today. The fire started Thursday night and burned into late last night. Investigators estimate the fire has caused more than $1 million worth of damage. Well, some in the Susquehanna Valley gathered to help shine some light on organ donation. The state capitol was lit up in blue and green as part of Donate Life Month to raise awareness for those on the organ transplant list. Donate Life PA brought together some transplant recipients and organ donors to celebrate the gift of life. Organizers say about 8,000 Pennsylvanians are on a donor waiting list.
Please take 30 seconds and become an organ donor because you don't know whose life you're going to change or save with that gift.
If something happens to you, your family is going through, something tragic, and if you make that decision before anything happens, then that helps your family not have to make that difficult decision.
You can register to become an organ donor at donatelifepa.org. More than 150 volunteers are going bald to support childhood cancer research. The St. Baldrick's Foundation held a head shaving event at Annie Bailey's Irish Pub in Lancaster this afternoon. Some local police departments took part, including some Manheim Township officers. This is the 11th year for the event, and it's the foundation's largest fundraising event held in the state.
Everyone has to sign up online and raise money on their own, friends, family, co-workers. We've shaved over 150 heads already. We'll probably be somewhere close to 200.
Now, in past years, the fundraisers have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and this year the foundation's hoping to hit the $1 million mark. Coming up on News 8 at 11, the world reacts to the launch of the airstrikes on Syria.